Located in the heart of the city, with the restaurant open 7 days a week for breakfast and dinner, and happy hour in the bar every Friday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Come take a look and see what the fuss is about. 110 Mary Street, Warrnambool.
Tonight, Victoria's lockdown extended for another week, but restrictions lifted across regional Victoria. Tributes flow for Warrnambool's most loved penguin protector, and Hamilton Golf Club receive national recognition.
Coming to you from Silver Ball Studios in Warrnambool, this is Fitz Media Local News with Taylor Ralph.
Good evening. Victorians are once again scrambling after health authorities announced a 7-day extension of the state's current COVID lockdown. Regional Victoria will see the largest shift in restrictions, subject to begin from 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night.
In the end, this is about saving lives. It's why, on the advice of the Chief Health Officer, Professor Sutton, the current restrictions remain in place for Melbourne for a further 7 days with some small changes.
Liam Fitzgerald has more on what changes you can expect to see across the region.
Thanks, Taylor. As mentioned already, restrictions in regional Victoria will ease from midnight tomorrow night, but there are still some things we as Southwest Victorians still need to be aware of. I'll take you through some of them now and clarify them. From midnight tomorrow night, the 5 reasons to leave home will be removed, which is great news for everyone, especially for members of our business community. Food and hospitality businesses will be open for seated service only, with a cap of 50 people per venue, subject to density requirements. To clarify this, when you go to a restaurant, you have to remain seated. You cannot walk up to counters or bars to order. You can also still order takeaway from those businesses still offering that service. Retail businesses can reopen, subject to density requirements and personal services, but masks remain. The QR code will become mandatory in retail settings like supermarkets and shops. The 15-minute threshold will also be removed, so anyone entering a shop or a cafe will need to check in at all times. Some great news for schools, parents and teachers alike though. From Friday, schools can resume face-to-face learning for all year levels. As far as higher education and training goes, if you can study from home, you should continue to do so. Some restrictions will still apply for funerals and weddings, with 50 people now allowed to attend funerals, with only 10 allowed for weddings. Hairdressing and beauty salons can also reopen, which would be welcome news, but only for services where a mask can be kept on and density restrictions apply of 1 person per 4 square metres. Which brings me to masks in general. Masks must still be carried at all times, and they must be worn indoors, except if it's at your own house or if an exemption applies. However, masks must also be worn outdoors where 1.5 metres physical distancing cannot be maintained. Some things that won't change this week are the restrictions to indoor physical recreation and sport, along with play centres and trampoline centres. They will remain closed. It's not great news for local football and netball leagues though, with community recreational sport only permitted for children and for adults, training purposes only, but we are still waiting for more information from AFL Victoria about those restrictions. A bit of relief for the tourism sector though, with outdoor tourism venues open to a maximum of 50 people allowed per venue. Finally, there will be some heavy restrictions on travelling to Melbourne. Authorities aren't calling it the Ring of Steel as such, but people can only travel to Melbourne for a permitted reason and must follow Melbourne rules when there. Even if all goes well, people from Melbourne will not be able to travel to regional Victoria over the Queen's birthday long weekend, as according to health authorities, the risk of exporting the virus is just too high. People from the Greater Melbourne region aren't permitted to leave until restrictions are removed. I hope that has provided some clarity on how the next 7 days will look for us here in Southwest Victoria, but for now it's back to you, Taylor, for the rest of our Southwest Local News Bulletin.
Thanks, Liam, and we hope that brings you some more clarity moving forward for the next 7 days. Although restrictions lifting will see many businesses opening their doors for service once again, there's many industries who are still left in the dark, such as gyms and indoor training facilities. Warrnambool Mayor Vicky Jelly has applauded community goers, saying she's proud of how the city has conducted themselves over an extremely challenging 12 months.
Very proud of everyone in the community, whether it is business owners, community members, students, all the people that live here in the entire city of Warrnambool. This is the fourth time we've had to do it, and it's been tough, but we've shown we do the right thing, and we want to keep the city safe.
Vicky says it's been devastating to see once again local companies closing their doors and the roll-on effect this has had on many families.
On the day before lockdown, last Thursday, when it was announced it was going to happen, I did take a walk around a few of the streets and talk to a few business owners then, and got their sort of thought of what was going to happen. A lot of them actually had to shut down. It wasn't worth staying open for takeaway for food for some of them. And again, as much as it wasn't acceptable, they knew they had to do it.
A number of small business owners across regional Victoria are slamming the Andrews government for lack of support received through the state's latest COVID lockdown, the fourth in just 12 months. Tilly Devine owner Rachel Street has taken her devastation online, stating in a post the $3,500 grant made available isn't enough to cover a day's running cost. Member for South West Coast Roma Britnell says lockdown this time around has hit local companies much harder than previous, with JobKeeper assistance no longer available.
That will not pay the bills for many businesses. A one-size-fits-all approach when you've got many employees in some businesses, less in others. This just doesn't actually give confidence to anyone that the state government, the state Labor government, have any understanding of what it takes to run a business and the risk and the heartache and the pain that these people are undertaking to provide services and make our regions the vibrant regions they were.
On to other news now. Tributes are flowing for Middle Island's longest-serving penguin protector, Yudi, who sadly passed away yesterday at the age of 12. Yudi served as the first Maremma guardian dog to protect the now world-famous Little Penguin Colony on Middle Island in 2010 and has spent the past 10 years guarding the penguin colony. Middle Island Penguin Project Coordinator Dr. Trish Corbett said the tributes flooding social media indicate just how special she was to the Warrnambool community.
Yeah, absolutely. And being the first two pups that were trained specifically to protect Middle Island, like, as you say, their legacy will go on.
Trish says Yudi's final resting place will be none other than Middle Island, where all her fondest memories were made.
We definitely want to have a public memorial where we celebrate her, and then those who were closest to her are going to have a private ceremony and spread her ashes on the island.
Be a part of Warrnambool's newest gala event, the When You Wish Upon a Star Gala Ball, or Rivers Gift Uniting for Eloise. For corporate sponsorship packages, contact Fitz Media.
The future of Rivers Gift is in your hands.
Hamilton Golf Club have been recognised by Golf Australia for their ongoing efforts in achieving gender equality within the club. Hamilton Golf Club received the May Visionary of the Year award, having obtained an equal number of gendered members. Treasurer of the Ladies Golf Club Committee, Pam King, says it's taken a lot of commitment and persistence to get to where they are.
The fact that we really have 50% membership, men and women, and that's very rare in golf clubs. They're certainly male dominated. And this award came about probably as well because of our beginners program that the golf club runs, and it has been running for nearly 50 years for women.
Life member Marge King says has been the golf club's main focus, creating a long-term commitment in creating open opportunities for female participation.
And look, it's nice to get a reward. We probably don't, we won't knock it back, but it's great recognition. It's great recognition for the club. It's great recognition for the two ladies that started it, who are still with us. To put sort of nearly 47 years of commitment in is a wonderful, wonderful achievement.
Warrnambool Athletics Club have once again taken their running events online, shifting their 8-kilometre time trial to a virtual event. Warrnambool Athletics' own Jared Mast says the club has seen an increase in membership numbers since shifting their events to a virtual basis, and says the club is just excited to see people staying active and healthy throughout challenging times.
Good. It's good to have something of a goal to look to. So, and it's important as a club we keep progressing through the season. So, we're probably fortunate being in an event that, being the type of sport we can do in individual and pretty much anywhere, our season is uninhibited by that.
And in Hampden Football Netball League, latest COVID restrictions have put a dampener in hopes the season will kick off again this weekend. It's still unknown what the final outcome will be in terms of junior games. Any senior games have been ruled out in compliance with COVID lockdown regulations. Hampden League officials will hope to gather more information in the coming days. And a look ahead at the weather for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, Thursday, a top of 17 with showers expected. Friday, showers expected to ease, reaching a top of 15 degrees. And Saturday, a mostly sunny day, reaching a top of 16 with medium to strong winds expected in the afternoon. That's all from us this Wednesday, the 2nd of June. Stay safe and good night.